But when it comes down to problem solving, I feel like that's up to the man. I feel like if men really took that initiative and really understood how emotions connect to mental health and our
How do
behaviors,
you know they
they
not?
would.
How do you know they not?
Because how you speaking?
What?
So you discount all men because of how I'm speaking.
Yeah, because
What if
when
I
you say,
told you?
because
What,
when
oh,
you
hold on,
send
hold
to
on, hold
prove
on.
points, you tend to bring up points that don't
Hang
matter. So
on.
I'm gonna do the same.
Hang on. What if I told you the same way I speak on this panel? It's the same way I speak to countless men and women that I've helped, and it worked. Then what
Mm.
would you say?
What's the percentage? I want to know the percentages,
Oh,
and are they still working? And is it helping? Because
I,
I know if the man, you can help somebody else like that, but you can't help your woman like that. Because I feel like when you talk
I
to
have a
me,
wife.
I need to. And she probably different, but a lot of women, as
Who
you can see on this
I think,
panel,
I think,
out
I
of
think, I
five.
think, I think when you look around, it's not the people I help. It's not the people we talk to. It's not my wife.
But darn, we
I
can't
think it's
use that.
you.
I don't even know who you help. You can't even use that as
I
a
think it's
reason for
you
you
because
being
you just said
credible.
you meet
That's
all
not
these
a reason
men,
for you being credible.
but
What
the
did I say
man
that
you with
discredited me?
is not.
But what did you
Go
disagree
ahead.
with? I want to know what you
so
disagree with.
the question is the question that he asked you when you said I talk to a lot of women because everybody likes to be the hero in their own story, right?
Hmm.
Nobody ever likes to talk about when you ask somebody how did your relationship fall apart. Typically, people are gonna say that motherfucker did something to me.
Thank you.
No,
But you just so when you said that you
we
hold
were
on
talking
wait,
about accountability of men,
no
not
no
women.
I
Now,
get
if I want
that
to talk
die
about
die
women, I can talk about women. But we're
no no
talking
no
about
no
men.
no no I get what you're saying. You said that when you talk to all the women because you said that these men don't know how to problem solve. They don't know how to speak to their women. They
Most
don't know how to.
women.
You said most of the women that you spoke to had something to say about the story about their man. So he asked you, have you ever spoke to the men in those
Oh yes,
scenarios?
yes, I have, and I go back to the. This is the thing. When I speak to the men, I tell them here is a resource to help her. The way you're speaking, that's the reason why I've talked to couples. I might not have a licensed degree, but I definitely have experience. And when I talk to them, I can see that some women are just very stubborn. Some women you cannot get through to just by speaking to them. Sometimes they need an actual psychologist. Sometimes these women need mental health, and if that's your wife, if
What
that's
did
somebody
he
you
say?
have,
What did
if
he
that
say
I'm
they
not
needed?
done
What did
talking. If
these
that's your
men
wife,
say?
I'm not done talking. If that's your wife or
But you're not
someone you
answering the
have kids
question.
with, I'm not done talking. If that's your wife or someone you have kids with, because that's when we kind of all agree. That's when the home gets created, is when you get
She's
married
not
or when
answering the
you have
question for you.
kids. So if that's your wife or someone you have kids with, if she's dealing with those mental issues, if she's being unruly, you want her to get to listen. A lot of black men in our community do not take all the routes that can be taken
What
to
did
help
those
a
men
woman,
say
to
what the
help
issue
your
was?
woman be submissive, to help your woman be feel safe. Any woman who's doing those things don't feel safe, and it's a reason to why she don't feel safe. And it might have to do with either
What
what you did to
precisely
her
did the
or what the
men you
parents did
spoke
to her.
to say the problem was?
What did they say the problem was?
On which side, with the man or with the
The man,
woman?
when you spoke to these men,
The issue with the man was that he felt like I don't want to go into too many details, but he just basically felt unappreciated. He felt unappreciated.
And
And
he gave you no
and
other
I felt
context.
like his reasons were valid. And even me as my friend speaking, and it was my friends. Like it was her husband, but this is my genuine friend. And I'm trying to get through to her. And everybody else, even her mother's trying to get through to her. Sometimes people need professional help. And if that's your wife, you should take all steps that can be taken before you get that divorce or break up that home. Not just your wife, your baby mama too. Because you choose if you're a man that's of a certain caliber, you're going to try to do everything you can to make sure that your seed is okay, because you don't
all right,
want to keep planting seeds with different women and end
all
up
right,
getting the same issue.
die. All right.
Uh,
So I can make sure I'm clear here. So you spoke to a man and you spoke to his woman, right? And he said he was feeling unappreciative in this relationship, and you knew that to be true. You was like, yes, I see that my friend is unappreciative as hell. She's stubborn as hell. Now, I know what you told the man. You told him get her therapy or get her this. What did you tell the woman?
I was telling her she needs to listen. You should appreciate him. When a man is paying all the bills, when a man is doing what he's supposed to do, that is something that's hard to find these days. When you have a man that's willing to talk and listen to your emotions, you have to listen to what he's saying to you. He's not just bitching. He's not just, complaining. These are his emotions. And you cannot say that a man is just not supposed to have emotions. If he's, and then I asked him, I said, in what ways do you feel like she can appreciate you more? And he named those ways. And she was just deflecting. You could tell at that time she didn't want to take accountability, because in the past, when it's not that argument, she would say those are things that women's supposed to do. But she was just lacking a lot of accountability.
So let me get this straight. So you spoke to a man and a wife,
hmm
and you told him, and you nailed this out, and you said this woman is unappreciative. She's uncooperative.
No, he said
She
that. I didn't nail
no,
anything out.
no.
He said
No,
it.
I'm
I
talking
didn't
about
say
just based off of your observation. When you said that you talked to her and you said at that moment she wasn't trying to hear shit I had to say.
it.
So you're seeing a relationship where and you even described the type of man she was with, a man that listens to her, a man that pays all the bills, a man that is a man's man, because that's what you just described. And even in that scenario where we know that he's dealing with a chick that is just unappreciative as hell,
No,
don't
listen,
listen
to
to
be
him,
fair,
and
they had a
stubborn.
bad past. To be fair, they had a bad past that she had not got over. That's why therapy was needed.
So the thing is, though, is that in that scenario,
Yes.
you had one person that was trying and was willing to listen. The other one wasn't. Even in the scenario that you gave, you offered him advice. And I could tell by the way you just described him that he probably was willing to take your advice, because you just said he listens, he's attentive, and he listens. And even with the woman that's unruly and doesn't appreciate him, he was still willing to listen. There's only one person in that situation that was fucking up.
No, listen, to be fair, because I only told you one side of the story because I was trying to pin to your point that I can understand where you're coming from. From her side, when she would bring up her insecurities and things that happened in the past, he did not validate her experience. He didn't know how to guide her through those emotions when those things was coming up, when she was being triggered, when he was displaying behaviors that may have related to the past. He didn't understand that. That's why I said they both needed therapy. They needed help because they sitting there taking what each other is doing personal when it's just clear miscommunication. When one
Okay,
person
so
is wrong, they both was
All
just
right, so we
always
got to.
flustered.
hold on. Let me just say one thing. Let me just say one
Can
quick
I
thing.
just add something?
Hold on. Let me just say one thing before you wrap it up, JR. Dad, aren't you curious to why a married couple that's going through issues that could, and on the edge of divorcing their ending their marriage, choose a woman to moderate for them who has no experience in marriage, struggling to keep her own relationships, and is currently dealing with years of therapy that she can't get through? Aren't you curious why they chose you to moderate when you don't have any credibility, or
Because they
proving
saw
that you
my
could,
credibility that
or
I've done
proving
with
that?
people in my life, and they trusted me, and I don't see anything that was wrong with that. But far as no, I'm gonna let you finish. Go ahead, finish, and then I'm gonna respond.
Okay, so would you take your car to be repaired by somebody who never fixed cars, or that never even studied how to fix cars and don't even have a car themselves?
No, but you know what I've studied.
So why would you even? Okay, go ahead and tell me what you studied.
No, I'm not, because that's not the point of the conversation. What did I say that you disagree with? Because you're trying to bring up things that have to do with my personal life because you can't find anything that I said that you disagree with. And based on
I
my
did find
example,
stuff that
wait,
I
let me
disagree
finish and
with.
finish. Based on my example, like I said, he lacked accountability first. He lacked accountability for his mistakes. So as if his wife is now what I explained to you, lacking accountability, I wonder who leaded that. I wonder who started that. And I wonder who didn't go get help to help himself to take accountability. I wonder who didn't go get help to help himself deal with the guilt that he probably caused his
Listen,
wife
I
that wasn't
apologize if you think that
intentional.
I
But
apologize if
just
you
to
think
get
I
back to the
offended you.
topic,
I apologize if you think I offended you. I was just trying to connect the dots
but you
on
went
how
out
you was
all the
able to have
puzzle
any
pieces. You tried
wisdom
to
or
put a
any.
puzzle together without all the pieces.
I was
What
trying to
made you
connect the dots
assume
to
that I
see
was
how you had any
uneducated? I
wisdom
graduated
on and
high
be able
school
to
at
have any
16.
discernment
What makes
on
you think you
somebody
know my
lacking
college
accountability. Or
background or my
Dot,
education?
go ahead.
let him get the statement out. If you can't
I'm
talk over him
sorry.
while
I
he's
did
speaking.
just get offended.